Good morning, everybody. Good morning. A good response. I like that. First of all, I want to thank you all for joining us today. I really appreciate your presence here. And I'd also like to offer a special thank you to Margaret Haywood and the Inspiration Corporation. Where's Margaret? Right behind me. Oh, there we go. All right. Woo! I'm grateful to Margaret for hosting us. I'd also like to welcome all the grant recipients who have joined us this morning, as well as the elected officials in attendance. And so let me begin by acknowledging the presence of Justice Ann Burke from the Supreme Court, who has been indispensable to our criminal justice efforts as the chair of our Justice Advisory Council and as an advocate for fair and just criminal justice system in Cook County. So we're very grateful to Justice Burke. Thank you. We have Commissioner Garcia with us, who has taken the lead on the Board of Commissioners on criminal justice issues. Alderman Jason Irvin. Where's Alderman? There we go. From the 28th Ward. We have Art Turner, representing his son, Art Turner, who is, I understand, from his proud father, part of a state of Illinois delegation that's in China. That's right. All right, and
Sanchez Brown.
Say it again.
Sanchez Brown, an employee of Inspiration Corporation.
Sanchez Brown, okay, and
David Rosa, I represent St. Leonard's Ministries.
all right, and David Rosa from St. Leonard's Ministries. All right, thank you all. Let's see if I missed anybody. Rufus Pulfus, is Rufus here? Okay, Rufus is here representing Alderman Emma Mitz. And Nedra Johns is representing Senator Van Pelt. Is that right? Yes. Okay, all right, good, thank you. So we're here today to announce the recipients of the Cook County Justice Advisory Council's fiscal year 2015 Recidivism Reduction Grants. Together, 16 organizations will receive $680,000 for their efforts to help people coming out of jail successfully return to their communities. That's an important mission. The $680,000 is a 70% increase over the $400,000 we distributed last year. And frankly, my goal is to try to reduce the number of people accused of nonviolent crimes detained pre-trial in our jail so that we can free up more money for initiatives like this one. When I took office 3.5 years ago, the county jail had on a daily basis an average of 10,000 people in it. Today it's just under 8,800, a decline of more than 10%. Thank you, Bob Doherty. Reducing recidivism is critical to keeping our communities safe and to lowering the number of people involved in our criminal justice system. Because you should know that over a 3-year period, about 52% of the people who are involved in our criminal justice system today will be back in it. So we need to do everything that we can to reduce that recidivism rate. Over the half of the people, it's right here in my speech, over half of the people released from jail will return to jail in 3 years, and many people return multiple times in a single year. The organizations that are receiving grants today understand the complex factors that lead to recidivism, including lack of education, homelessness, substance abuse, trauma, and mental illness. Their grant proposals offer innovative strategies for reducing recidivism in community-based settings. So before I announce the grant recipients, I'd like to talk for a moment about the process behind awarding these grants. In January, we issued a request for proposals for 3 funding levels, $100,000, $24,000, and $10,000. The Justice Advisory Council then conducted extensive outreach at the community level to make sure that the organizations which are actually doing this good work were provided with an opportunity to be part of our network. A team including staff from the Justice Advisory Council, the Sheriff's Office, and the Public Defender's Office, who I think are represented here. We have a representative of the Sheriff's Office right here and a representative of the Public Defender right here. Reviewed the proposals and selected the most qualified recipients based on the criteria outlined in the request for proposals. So thank you to Katie Dunn, from the Cook County Sheriff's Office, and Dakina Sanchez-Bass from the Office of the Public Defender, Rebecca Janowitz and Sherelle Hibbler from the Justice Advisory Council, and Anel Ruiz from my office, who all help review the grant applications. Tedious and important work. Thank you. This is hard work, and we appreciate your efforts. I also want to recognize the Executive Director of the Justice Advisory Council, Juliana Stratton, for her leadership in this process. Juliana is right here, I think. 5 organizations will receive demonstration grants of $100,000, including Inspiration Corporation. Through this grant, the Inspiration Corporation will enroll 100 formerly incarcerated participants in employment training and food service preparation training. You'll hear more from Margaret Haywood and Sanchez Brown about this program in a moment. The other recipients of 100,000 demonstration grants are the Housing Authority of Cook County, HAC, which will operate a virtual high school for formerly incarcerated youth in Ford Heights and Robbins. And Rich Minacchio is here, the Executive Director of the Housing Authority of Cook County. Thank you, Rich, for all your good work. West Care, Illinois will provide aftercare services. I think we have some West Care representatives here, right? We got a table of them, all right? Including counseling, substance abuse, and mental health treatment to 75 post-release defendants. Westside Health Authority, right here, will provide at least 75 people with employment services, including placement in a meaningful job with a 6-month retention rate of 75% or greater, supported by training and social services. And Youth Outreach Services. Do we have a representative from Youth Outreach? Okay, right here, good. Which will try to reduce recidivism and commitments to youth prison for 75 people released from the Evening Reporting Center by matching them with mentors and providing access to clinical services and drop-in programming. All right, good, thank you. Five recipients are receiving $24,000 seed grants. They are the Chicago Lawyers Committee, Lawndale Amachi Mentoring Program, Spanish Action Committee of Chicago, St. Leonard's Ministry, and Universal Family Connection. David Rosa from St. Leonard's Ministries will share more about that program in a moment. And lastly, 6 organizations are receiving 10,000 mini seed grants, and they're Allison Foundation for Better Living, Behavioral Services Center, First Defense Legal Aid, Greater Auburn Gresham Development Corporation, Northwest Middle School, and ONE, Organizing Neighborhoods for Equality. I'd like to point out that Northwest Middle School grant was prepared by several teachers, 2 of whom are here today. And I'm going to mess up your names. Michael, help me. Bilderas, thank you. Michael Bilderas and Diana Ruiz. Thank you. As a former teacher, I want to say that I value your work and was pleased to see the names of your school on my list. Thank you. Okay, all of our grantees will be carefully monitored to ensure that the programs are meeting their goals. They'll be required to submit regular reports on their progress, and members of the Justice Advisory Council will be conducting site visits throughout the year. This grant program has an important role to play in reducing recidivism in Cook County, and we're committed to ensuring that the funds are successfully deployed. And of course, our residents can see that the good work of organizations like the Inspiration Corporation and others are doing by visiting these locations or becoming a volunteer. In addition to these recidivism reduction grants, the Justice Advisory Council recently announced $600,000 in violence prevention grants, and the Board of Commissioners is expected to approve additional grants at the September board meeting. Now, I'd like to welcome Supreme Court Justice Ann Burke, who's been indispensable, as I said, to this process, and who chairs the Justice Advisory Council, which oversaw the grant-making process. Justice Burke has been a key ally in creating the atmosphere where change becomes possible in the Cook County court system. Please join me in welcoming Justice Burke.
Well, good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
And thank you, President Preckwinkle, for the very kind introduction, but also thank you so much for your tenacious pursuit of justice for all.
Thank you.
I am very honored to be part of the Justice Advisory Council, an organization devoted to the mission of improving our Cook County justice system through many initiatives, but we're especially proud to be able to provide monetary grants to groups whose goal is to reduce recidivism. And I want to thank Inspiration Kitchen and all the grant recipients here today The work that you do, I know, is extremely and very often hard and difficult, but it is extremely important. Your efforts are helping to ensure that every community in Cook County will have access to the help that family members, friends, and neighbors need when a person leaves prison or jail and returns to the community. And I want to thank all of you and everyone here today on behalf of my colleagues in the judiciary. As judges, we see so many people who continue to suffer along with their families because of a poor decision the person has made in the past. We know that often these people could return to the community to turn their lives around with the right help and the kind of help that comes from organizations like yours receiving the grants today. Congratulations, and thank all of you for all that you do.
I'd now like to introduce our hostess for today and one of the demonstration grant recipients, Margaret Haywood, Director of Workforce Development for the Inspiration Corporation. Margaret is speaking on behalf of the Executive Director of Inspiration Corporation, Shannon Stewart, who was unable to join us today. Margaret?
Well, thank you, everybody, for being here today. Welcome to Inspiration Kitchen's Garfield Park. Thank you, President Preckwinkle, for the grant that we received, and thank you very much to the Justice Advisory Council as well. I hope my proposal was not too tedious for the reviewers.
I didn't mean to insult you. That's
okay. I'll throw in some jokes next year. The Inspiration Corporation is a nonprofit organization that is devoted to helping men and women exit homelessness and poverty through a mix of supportive services, housing, and workforce development programs. And you are in one of our workforce development programs here. Inspiration Kitchen's Garfield Park is a real restaurant that is open to the public. The only difference from other restaurants is the people who are preparing your food in the back are ex-offenders and other people who are trying to improve their lives. So if you dine at one of our restaurants, which I hope you will, you can be part of helping those participants on their journey to employment. Thank you. We're honored to be among this other group of grantees with such other high performers in the workforce development field. And I thank you all again very much for coming today.
I think I'm going to ask Sanchez Brown to speak next about his own personal involvement in the program.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. My personal involvement with Inspiration Corporation, it came through a program, St. Leonard's Ministries. And arriving at this program, it wasn't like any other program that I ever went to. I've only been to 2 programs in my life. But I find that St. Leonard's Ministries, that it's not a paycheck. The staff there, the co-workers, they show love and they help the ex-offenders walk through the process. They provided us with the information. If there was some things that we didn't understand, they had an open door policy. They sat down and spoke with us. Bob gave me a lot of hits here and there, but it worked out fine. It worked out real good. They had a class, the Employment Preparation Training Program that's provided by Inspiration Corporation. And I took that class and I really had to force myself to stay there because I'm constantly trying to seek employment. Basically, I was thinking about the wrong thing. I went through this class and I found the driving force there, and ended up learning a lot of things about myself, why I didn't receive employment in the past, some of the things that I've done in the past that just wasn't right for society. And I found a sense to get to know people. And Anna Wilson, which is not here today, she invited me to a dinner here. And I found out that there was a maintenance position open at Inspiration Corporation, and I took advantage of the resources, and now I'm employed. I work part-time here, but it's all right. Some of the things that's going on in society, I kind of realized my behavior sent me to the places where I've been. I used to be ashamed to say it, but yes, I've been through the Cook County Jail. I've been through Illinois Department of Corrections. But this last time, I found that I need to commit myself to the way my grandparents raised me in the South. This is not the way that I was raised. And in closing, I'm gonna say this, that working here is one of the best atmospheres I ever worked. I've had several jobs in my life, cutting meat. I'm a certified butcher. I love cutting meat. If a job open come today and they asked me to come and cut meat for them, I would probably turn it down. Just because of the atmosphere, the co-workers that I have here, the staff here is great. I'm sure they have an open door policy too. I haven't had a problem yet, but when I do, I know Margaret will probably be one of the doors I knock on. Or Sean, it would be one of the staff here. If that fails, I know I can always call Bob Doherty, right? So with that, I just want to thank everyone for coming out, showing y'all support, because in the past, I have to be honest, I didn't believe that there was resources. I didn't believe that there was people that care until I actually sat in the midst. And now I'm sitting in the midst of a bunch of people that's actually trying to help ex-offenders be productive in life. And the judge said something real powerful. She said something that kind of touched me, that judges sit behind the bench and they go across a lot of paperwork of people that made bad choices. And the thing is that my bad choice, I had to turn it around and make it a positive decision. I made a decision to turn my life around, and I want to use my story, my life, for anyone that I can help coming out of the Illinois Department of Corrections that's in the substance abuse program, that there is a way out. The only thing we have to do is take advantage and stay connected to the King, which in my life is Jesus Christ. Thank you all for coming together.
I'm excited today to be here amongst the recipients today for this grant. I'm also here to say on behalf of St. Leonard's Ministries that I want to thank the county for giving us this grant so that we can further do what we do best at the Michael Barlow Center. The Michael Barlow Center is the training and educational department of St. Leonard's Ministries. And one thing that we do there that is unique is that we have our own high school program. It's not a GED, it's a high school program. And what we do there is that we graduate 60 people, 60 formerly incarcerated individuals every year there. And I think with this grant here, I know with this grant here, we will be able to continue to offer those opportunities to the formerly incarcerated individuals who their hopes were to come out and always get that piece of paper saying that they are a high school graduate. And so again, I just want to say thank you, President Preckwinkle. Thank you for the Advisory Council and for nominating us and myself for this grant. And we will continue to do the work that we do.
Buenos días.
Buenos días.
Muy bien. I am really delighted to be here today, and several things come to mind. What this is really all about was the testimonial that you heard from Sanchez Brown. That's really why we've embarked on this, and credit goes to the courage of people like President Preckwinkle. The Justice Advisory Council has brought respect to the work that we're doing, and to publicly commit to reduce the jail population at Cook County Jail, which is now in my district, really requires courage and commitment. It's a tall order for anyone to undertake. But people like Justice Burke and the staff of the Justice Advisory Council, and of course, all of the warriors seated here, the organizations that have come forward to say, we will participate in breaking the cycle that returns too many people to jail and costs us a lot of money. So the return on the investment that we make today, we make with inspiration and with hope and conviction that we can create healthier neighborhoods and a healthier society that's not just about punishment, that is also about a second chance and rehabilitation and repairing the torn fabric of our neighborhoods and communities. Thank you to everyone involved.
Thank you, President Preckwinkle. And again, it's always good to come to Inspiration Kitchen because the name in itself describes what happens here. People become inspired to do better in life. for those who've had some challenges before in life, but to come in here and to hear the story of Mr. Sanchez and what he says, what this means to him, is great, and we're happy to be a part of this. And to all of the Justice Advisory Council grant recipients, we appreciate the work that you do on behalf of residents in our communities, primarily in the East and West Garfield Park communities, as I see one of our organizations here as a recipient as well. So again, thank you for your time, and thank you for the work that you do, because it means so much to so many people who feel that a lot of doors have been closed to them. So thank you for your work. And again, thank you, President Preckwinkle, for coming out today.
Thank you, Alderman. Thank you, Alderman Irvin. Art Turner Sr. represented this community for 30 years, and is here today as a surrogate for his son. Former Representative Art Turner.
Good morning. And thank you, Madam President, and to all that's here present. My son texted me the script, but I couldn't download it. He's in China. So I'm just going to say this, that I'm indeed happy to be here, and I know that it's good for me personally to see the work that I fought for over the 30-year period of time, one, expand with the help of commissioners and our new president here, but to see, and I know Bob knows that years ago I was providing money for St. Leonard's and was very helpful in trying to get money for the Inspiration Kitchen, but to see it continued and to see a Turner still leading that charge or being part of it, it helps me. I can't tell you the wrinkles that show up in my forehead, but we're all proud of him, and we're just proud of the group assembled today and the organizations. I know most of you out here, I know what the work you've been doing. It's a continuation this year of his legislation dealing with the automatic expungements for juveniles, which is a very key piece. So this all happening in 1 year is just good things are happening in Cook County, and I just bring greetings from him to the rest of the group and say we're all in this together. It's not only family, it's community, and it's all of us as one political body. Thank you much.